football is very close to the hearts of Singaporeans. They're passionate about football. They're passionate about the game. The whole of Singapore is making the whole team. So with that, I can only say that we wish you all the best.
Then it was time for a group photograph.
Thank you.
And a quick snack before departure for the airport.
I'm not like you.
A few hundred well-wishers were on hand to give the Lions a rousing send-off. Their one message: bring back the cup.
Well, we're going to go for a commercial break right now, but please stay with us because when we come back, we're going to go over to Shah Alam, and that's when we're going to see the Malaysia Cup final between Pahang and Singapore. Stay with us, why don't you? I'm dying of anticipation because I cannot wait anymore. So we're now going to hand you over without further ado to Shah Alam Stadium for the Malaysia Cup final with your commentators Mark Richmond and Bertrand Bartlett. Take it away, guys.
Well, welcome back to the Shah Alam Stadium. Glad you could join us for the Malaysia Cup final. It's been a marathon season of football, and both Singapore and Pahang will today be playing their 41st match. Both teams know all about the Malaysia Cup final. Singapore have reached it for the third time in 5 years, but haven't won it in 14 years, whereas Pahang have got 5 players who played in the 1992 Cup winning squad, including Singapore's Fandi Ahmad and Boran Abu Samah, who will be turning out for the Lions today. Pahang lineup has got Khairul Azman in goal. In the back line, Azharuddin Aziz, Zainal Abidin confirmed as playing sweeper, Ahmad Yusof and Osaimi Jalil, and in midfield, Azizul Kamaluddin, Azhar Kamaluddin, the two brothers holding the right and left flanks respectively, and in the middle, Atapon Pushpakom, Mubin Mokhtar, both very, very strong players. Shadan Zahari and Abdurrahim Azamat will be playing up front. And for Singapore, David Lee in goal, Bohan, Tonghai, Saswa and Kadir at the back, helped out by Nazri Nazir and Malik Awap, who will be holding fort in the middle of the park. Manhon left midfield, Selvaraj right midfield, Fandi Ahmad and Abbasad up front, of course. The Pahang lineup, of course, very scary. 6 Malaysian internationals, 1 Thai national, 1 Uzbekistan international, and 1 under-23 Malaysian Olympic squad member. A very strong squad, and with Zainal Abidin, as you can see in picture now, playing at last man, will Pahang lose a lot with Atapon in midfield, Bertrand?
I don't think so. Atapon has proven time and again that he's a very capable midfielder. In fact, he scored against us in the Premier League when Pahang beat us 2-1. I think they're going to miss Davidson more than Singapore missed Jang Jung. But then again, they lose nothing because Zainal Abidin is an excellent player and he started off as a sweeper.
No surprises in Singapore's lineup. Boran Abu Samah will be playing in the sweeper's position instead of Jang Jung, who's suspended, of course, and Bohan takes the place ahead of Aidi Iskandar. Well, in a cup final occasion like this, there's no surprise in that move at all, Bertrand.
Absolutely not. Bohan is comfortable either on the left or in the centre. Very easy for Douglas Moore to shift Bohan in, bring Saswa Di Mata back to left bank because Saswa has played there before and Manhon fits in quite naturally on the left side of midfield.
Well, it's all gone quiet here at the Shah Alam Stadium for a little while, but credit to Singapore on the terraces. They are beating Pahang, definitely. The fans have outvoiced and outdid the Pahang supporters as far as the wave is concerned, and they've turned up in droves, especially the Singapore fans, at least 40,000 of them, as you can hear cheering now, because the teams will officially go into the follow referee Nazri Abdullah into a centre spot to get ready for the kickoff of the Malaysia Cup final, the first to be held here at the Shah Alam Stadium. The teams were introduced at about 8:25, round about 8:25, where they were greeted by the Sultan of Pahang, Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah, who's also the president of the FAM and the Asian Football Confederation. Now the teams give the customary wave to the crowd and fans as the photographers flash their cameras and finally get a chance to kick off. The game was scheduled to kick off at 8:45, but strangely enough, they were introduced very early at 8:25. And now with the time just past 8:35, the players are all set and ready to get the game going on because they're on the pitch for about 5-10 minutes just warming up and kicking around. That would just probably maybe give them a nice little warm-up, but also probably a tiring one, Bertrand.
Yes, it really depends. If you're coming out here nervous with butterflies in your stomach and legs are a bit soft, that standing out there and waiting is not going to do you much good. You really need to get the game going, get into the flow, and then take it from there.
The first Malaysia Cup final at the Shah Alam Stadium kicks off. Pahang kicking off, playing from left to right in the yellow pips with Abdurrahim of Azamat on the ball. Kadir Yahya, as usual, as he's done all season round when he played against Pahang, has been shadowing Abdurrahimov. Kicking up all the way as Nazri Nasir, only finding the palms of Khairul Azman, who played at the 1992 Malaysia Cup final for Pahang, of course, when they did the double then. History definitely favours Singapore. The last 4 years have seen teams doing the double. It started with Johor, then Pahang, and last year it was Kedah. This year, will it be Singapore? They've already won the league. They've got Fandi Ahmad on the ball. The referee waves play on. And Pahang take over. Azharuddin Aziz, one of 6 Malaysian internationals playing for Pahang today. The referee comes out immediately as Abdurrahimov comes down to tell Kadir Yahya to stop the nonsense of the ball and all the shoving and pushings.
I think Kadir was claiming that Abdurrahimov took a dive. Anyway, that was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So the referee clearly right in just telling them to settle down.
Manhon, a youngster playing in his first Malaysia Cup final in his first season. What a season that has been, and what a good ball that was to Fandi Ahmad. Was that a foul by Ahmad Yusof? No, says Nazri Abdullah. Fandi still using his body to full effect. Very imposing figure he is. He did well enough to get the ball to Abbasad. Trying to flick it in for Fandi yet again. Oh, that would be a spectacular start in the Malaysia Cup final. A bicycle kick from Fandi Ahmad.
Under 2 minutes, and had that gone in, that would have been one of the greatest starts ever to any Malaysia Cup final.
One of the greatest goals as well. Fandi Ahmad, well, you always expect him to do something like this. He's not afraid to venture into something spectacular, as he showed us in the matches against Selangor and Johor this season, even against KL when he had a bicycle kick goal disallowed. Khairul Azman, will he be the stumbling block for Singapore this evening?
It's a good chance. He's one of the best goalies around. On his day, he's going to be extremely difficult to beat. But then again, no goalie is, unbeatable. Singapore just have to keep plugging away.
In fact, we're seeing the best 2 goalkeepers in the competition, I dare say. David Lee in goal for Singapore and Khairul Azman in goal for Pahang. What a waste we can't see the 2 best sweepers in the competition. They've both been suspended. Kadir with a free kick, floats it inside. Zainal Abidin read that well. It comes out to Saswati Mata Dazuki via the head of Malik Awab, and it's finally cleared by Pahang. Coming out very quickly, Mubin Mokhtar though unnecessarily gives the ball away, and Singapore wins a throw-in. The teams have met 4 times this season already, and Singapore have won only once. That's 1-0 at the National Stadium through a Stephen Tan magical goal. This will be, though, the greatest platform for them to achieve their second win over Pahang this season. Abbas, well cut out by Zaruddin. Instead of playing the advantage, the referee has given the free kick to Pahang.
I don't think Abbas understood that. It seemed like the Pahang pair came in with his studs showing.
Well, the last game Nazri Abdullah refereed was a forgettable one as far as the Singapore fans were concerned. I'd like to think that that game was just a one-off for Nazri and his reputation still intact. Zainal, a winner's medal for Selangor, winner's medal for Pahang. Will it be twice lucky for him for the Royal Yellows? Nazri Abdullah. Selvaraj, the ball taken away from him though. Mubin Mokhtar comes away. That pass just too hard for Abdurrahimov Azamat, who has been coming in very deep to receive all his balls, Abdurrahimov, in the first few minutes.
That does make sense because he's facing one of the best man-to-man markers in the competition in Kadir Yahya. So I think Abdurrahimov, who's more comfortable having the ball at his feet, would like to come deep to collect this so he can run at people.
Free kick for Pahang yet again. The decisions have gone against Singapore definitely in the first few minutes. Atapon with his first touch of the ball to Zainal. And Ahmad Yusof, who was part of the Pahang winning squad in 1983. And they won by 3-2 at the Merdeka Stadium then. Azhar Kamaludin with a stray pass that went out. Nervous moments these few minutes for Pahang. You can tell that the Singapore lads are a little bit more confident on the ball since they played at this stadium before, Bertrand.
Yeah, last week they had the stiffest test of all, playing the Selangor team right here at their own stadium. They came through that with flying colours. So I would agree with you there. I think Singapore will be slightly more comfortable in these early stages.
Good turn by Abbasad, allowing the ball to bounce over his head. It's a good cross. Well cut out by Zainal Abidin now. That's why you need Zainal there. His vision and his anticipation is superb as sweeper. Pahang on the counter-attack now. Deciding to hold things up though. Osaimi Jalil, Shadan, Tong Hai, who found him very difficult and nippy. The game at the Darul Makmur Stadium assigned to mark him again. And that's David Lee, one of two surviving members in the Singapore team from the last time they won the Cup in 1980.
And he's going to have a very important role tonight, Mark. He's with the absence of Jang Jung, who is the organizer. David's going to have to get involved in moving the defenders around.
Both teams still trying each other out in the first 5 minutes of the match. Singapore having more of the possession. Fundy, that's a super header. All the way out to Saswadi Marta Suzuki. Faced with Malaysian international Azizul Kamaludin. Liman Hon takes this to his right, a good cross. Abbasad's flick on though was just a little bit too hard and goes out for a goal kick to Pahang.
Good play there by Saswa, coming all the way up from the left back position, and Manhon doing well, covering him, and then finding out that Pahang were pulling back. Manhon came up to lend support. That's very encouraging to see Singapore pushing it wide down the flanks.
Well, since his arrival in Malaysia, Abbasad has only missed one Malaysia Cup final. That was Johor's dismal run in 1992. That's quite a record, although he's won it only once and ended up on the losing Singapore side twice already. He wants to make it third time lucky. Fandi Ahmad, not a very good pass by Fandi, well shut out. Nervous moments for Azharuddin Aziz, putting all his Asian Games experience to good use then. But the Pahang backline have started out very nervously, Bertrand.
They have. Zainal seems to be the only guy who's really calm. That play he made earlier, cutting out that cross, was really a classy play. He positioned himself in such a way that had the cross come in, he could have cut it out, and yet he kept his eye on the Singapore player coming in from the top of the box.
Tong Hai with an up and under. Easily headed out by Shadan. We can't miss Shadan Zari, his red pair of boots. Abdurrahimov Azamat. Kadir Yahya closing down on him straight away again. That's a super ball by Azamat. Bohan did the right thing and did it well too, because he slammed it against the onrushing Pahang player, who was Osaimi Jalil. Ricocheted off his leg for a goal kick to Singapore.
And he had to win that because he was there were two Pahang players in the box and only Tong Hai and let's see, Kadir in the box. So it was 2-on-2, and because Bohan was pulled wide, he really needed to make that one his, which he did.
Shadan tried to help himself on with that run, but it was cut out by Bohan Abu Sama. Via ricochet it comes off to Liman Hon. Abbasad, good turn, wonderful turn. Good roll to Abbas, to Fandi, nice ball to Nasri. This is a good build up here by Singapore. Nasri lost it momentarily, so did Zainal, and he had to clear, and those were the first signs of a nervous Zainal Abidin.
But that was great play by Nasri. I mean, he used his strength well. That's what he does best, and let's hope to see more of that from Nasri tonight.
Selvaraj to Malik Awab. Nice ball played inside to Abbas. Handball, says the referee. And number 6 from Pahang felt a little bit hard done by that decision. It's the Singapore fans we're hearing now from the Shah Alam Stadium, and making the most noise as they've done since the gates were open at 5 o'clock. Now at 8:49, will they have something to cheer with a free kick goal? Fandi scored a free kick at Darul Makmur as Abbasad taking that one. It didn't go too far wide. And a good effort from Abbasad.
Yeah, good effort. You could see what he's trying to do, going for that top right corner with a bit of spin from his instep. But I think Khairul had that covered all the way. He didn't seem unduly worried.
Still the Pahang players finding a way up front to try to just mesmerize, vary the attack and just confuse the Singapore defenders. It's not doing any wonders at all for them at the moment. Even Abdurrahimov losing out on that challenge with Kadir Yahya. Zainal though finds a direct route up front, and Tong Hai will always win those headers against Shadan. Not a very good ball played out then by Saswa. Tong Hai comes in with another good challenge, but the referee deemed illegal. Played in last year's final, Lim Tong Hai. In 1990, he was a reserve member of the squad. Here's Abdurrahimov. This is where he's most dangerous. Was that a penalty? No, says the referee. Kadir Yahya escaped. Abdurrahimov, who's famed for his dives as much as his skill, well, he probably fell hard done. But the referee made a very brave decision then.
But it looked like the right one, Mark. From here, it really looked as though Abdurrahimov was just waiting for that, waiting for the chance to go down.
We've played 11 minutes of the Malaysia Cup final. Singapore 0, Pahang 0. Last season, the Lions, after 11 minutes, had to chase an early Kedah goal. This time around, it's the Pahang players chasing them. And the Singapore players have done better as far as possession football is concerned. A little skirmish between Kadir and Abdurrahimov. In fact, at the Darul Makmur Stadium in the first round of the Malaysia Cup matches, Abdurrahimov and Kadir both received yellow cards. Manhon. Good control by Lee Manhon. Skipped past Azizul Kamaluddin, but not Azharuddin Aziz, who comes in with another timely interception. Nurdin Mokhtar, another stray pass. Miscommunication between three Pahang players then makes it look very embarrassing. Zainal will hold play up now, and already at this point of time we can see how much the Pahang players are missing the sturdy Alan Davidson in the back line. The leadership is not there.
That's right, and the other thing that they miss is Zainal up front, because when Davidson is there and Zainal's up front, Zainal's a great target man. He's big, he's strong, he's able to hold the ball up for his midfielders to come forward. Right now no one is doing it for them, and Singapore has taken the game by the throat in these early stages.
Fandi and Zainal Abidin, both locking horns, all rivals, all friends. Zainal came out tops that time as the referee blew for an infringement caused by Fandi Ahmad. A lot depends on this guy tonight. Not only is his expertise in the sweeper's position required, but also the need for him to call and pull on all of his experience and rub it off on his teammates. The Singapore players biting very hard with those tackles. They've always been first to the ball whenever a ball's played up front. Wonderful interception that time by Azharuddin Aziz. Timed his tackle perfectly. Will Nasri do the same? Oh yes, he does. Pahang though recover momentarily and give it away to Singapore. Nazri Nasser. Azizul Kamaluddin just coming back in time to push the ball out for a Singapore throw. Saswadi Mata Azuki, who played in last season's final ahead of Bohan Abu Sama, who had an injury-ridden year. Manhon won that one well. So did Nazri. Fandi to Malik. Nice one-touch football here. Selvaraj, Fandi Ahmad. Such a lovely build-up by Singapore, but it all went to waste when Manhon lost the ball. Great tackle, super tackle by Ahmad Yusof. Now that is experience for you.
It is.
And now he's setting off on his run by himself. Great vision shown by Ahmad Yusof, completing a superb chance. Nurdin Mokhtar with a shot which was a little bit feeble. The deflection took a lot of sting away from it, and it went all the way to David Lee.
But there was a lot of danger there. Pahang showing what they're really good at, breaking out of the defense at lightning speed.
He's one of those 6 Malaysian internationals, Nurdin Mokhtar. And on that day, Pahang, I dare say, is the most talented squad in the Malaysian M-League. Well won, that time by Nazri. who's had a very good start to the game, I must state, Nazri Nasir.
Exactly. That's exactly what we want from Nazri Nasir. These hard biting challenges, getting stuck in, and he's doing that well. And you can see, Mark, the Singapore players have the advantage in midfield now, with even Manhon going in hard. Very heartening to see this midfield performance so far.
Fandi lost out to Zainal, who could only hit it as far as Nazri Nasir, then to Manhon. Bohan, or rather this is Kadeyaya. Bohan just behind him asking for the ball. They have to backtrack because the Pahang players are pushing forward and trying to catch the Singapore players. They did then with that very, very unnecessary pass by Bohan outside to no one at all. Good work by Kadeyaya yet again. Ball from Nazri to Fandi wasn't very good. Zainal, as you can see, chasing Fandi almost everywhere and closing down on him as soon as possible. Abduraimov versus Kadeyaya, and Kadeyaya is once again called up for a foul. Although that time I must say that the referee's decision was a little bit harsh, Bertrand.
It did look harsh. They were both going for the ball. They both had eyes on the ball. Abduraimov backed in, and Kadeyaya was just trying to make his position.
Well, Abduraimov Azamat has already won an international honour this season, the Asian Games. He led Uzbekistan to the gold medal, and now that fall has led to a Pahang free kick. Let's see what they can do with this. Atapon with a free kick, a good one, a very dangerous one, which was always swerving. Tong Hai had to read it, and he did very well to head the ball out.
He did. Tong Hai's had a great start. He's made himself first every time the ball is played into Shadan Zahari. And once again, he's showed his alertness there. If they keep this up, I think the signs are very encouraging for Singapore.
Azhar Kamaluddin with a good cross. David Lee, an encouraging first catch for him. And the first time that the Singapore goalkeeper is called into action comes at the 17th minute. It's a breakaway now for Singapore. Lee Man Hon almost running the length of the pitch. He's got Abbasad in support. Is he going to use him? A few body feints before the ball is released to Abbas. A wonderful cross from Abbas. Zainal had to stretch his neck muscles. And Selvaraj came in with a final tap, which went off a Pahang defender. That was Azhar Kamaluddin, and it has resulted in a corner kick to Singapore. What a match for Selvaraj. He, of course, got his first team chance against Pahang at the Darul Makmur Stadium. He never looked back since. Got 2 goals already at the Malaysia Cup competition, and now he set up the first corner kick of the night. Lee Man Hon, all his swerving corner kicks, with those wicked curls with the inside of his left boot, will be needed now as Singapore players take up positions inside the Pahang penalty box. Very dangerous corner by Manhon. The idea was there, aimed at Tong Hai, who scored a goal against Pahang at Darul Makmur with a near post header.
That was an excellent corner. That really made the Pahang defenders backpedal.
Well, they're putting 2 players on Lim Tong Hai, trying to just shake him off when the high balls come in. And he's the tallest player inside there. You can understand why. The die-hard fans are cheering, all 40,000 of them at the Shah Alam Stadium. The goalkeeper's lost it. Tong Hai's headed it back. Selvaraj is there. So's Abbasad. Oh! That's the closest we've come to a goal so far. And Abbasad, maybe, just maybe, not timing his jump to perfection. Otherwise, it would have been Singapore 1, Pahang 0, and Khairul Azman looked suspect with a cross.
You called it right, Mark. Abbas didn't get above that. He knew what he was trying to do, but he just didn't get the height. And he wasn't able to guide the ball down.
Khairul dropped it. Was that a foul? Selvaraj once again getting himself stuck in. And it was Zainal Abidin. Give credit to him for shaking off Abbasad.
He put Abbas off. But still, Abbas should have gotten it down.
So the Lions looking the brighter of the 2 sides after 19 minutes, nearly rewarded with an early goal, which would have done their confidence a lot of good, I tell you. Look at Selvaraj getting himself stuck in. The rookie who scored Singapore's first goal at the Shah Alam Stadium, just challenging any aerial duo. Saswa's pass, not enough curl with it. He tried to just swing it round with the outside of his right foot. It didn't work that time.
No, it didn't. He would have been better off using the inside of his left. He's quite comfortable with his left leg. Really, that pass was asking too much of Abbas.
Pahang players have got colourful boots, but their play so far hasn't really reflected the colour of their boots. Sharanzari, another one of those with a red pair this evening on, but it's the red jerseys who are taking control of the game. Bohan, he's had a little to do. Zainal, good ball control yet again. And there he is, they're looking a lot for him. Good challenge by Nazri Nasir, and then by B. Selvaraj. Selvaraj, the cross comes in. Oh, superb play by Azhar Kamaluddin. He was so composed when the ball came in. Anyone else would have just whipped it up front. Malik was put off, he gave the ball away. Azizul Kamaluddin comes in, and he recovered superbly well. Malik go up.
That was a brilliant challenge, Mark. I think he was hard done by in the middle of the field. He won the ball and he was nicked by the Pahang player, which slowed his momentum and allowed the number 12 for Pahang, Azizul Kamaluddin, to break through. But Malik made a fantastic recovery.
Azharuddin Aziz, who's had a very good start to the game. That's a nice ball played inside to Azizul Kamaluddin, to Abdurrahimov Azamat. Danger here for Singapore. Abdurrahimov packs a powerful shot. He didn't show it that time, and David Lee had enough time to get down for it.
But the danger signs are there. When Abdurrahimov gets the ball and has a chance to run at people, he has the ability to make people twist and turn and create angles for shots.
What a nippy, fast and very intelligent player from Uzbekistan, Abdurrahimov Azamat. Manhon had to stretch, and as much as he couldn't keep the ball in play. Azamat won the throw-in. He's going to take up a position up front and allow Azizul Kamaluddin to do it. Azharuddin Aziz, rather, the right back, comes up to do the honours. Atapon back to Azharuddin. Nice ball flicked into space. Bohan is there. Oh, he lost it. Atapon wins the first corner for Pahang. And you just feel that the Pahang players are gaining momentum and finding a little bit of rhythm and perhaps getting into the game now.
Yes, they are. They're slowly coming back into it. One of the reasons is obviously Singapore couldn't get that goal despite the superiority they showed. And now Pahang have been able to compose themselves and finally find some spaces to come forward.
It's a good corner kick all the way to Zainal, who will definitely come forward for the set pieces, the dead ball situations. And currently it's the white, yellow and black fans that are making the most noise, those from Pahang. There's no arguing about that decision by the referee. That was a foul by Kadir Yahya, and the referee might give him the first yellow card. Well, he gets a distinction of being the first person to be booked in a Malaysia Cup final at the Shah Alam Stadium. A dubious distinction, and Singapore really have to concentrate here.
They do. Kadir especially, because Abdurrahimov is giving him a lot of problems, and Abdurrahimov loves to make a meal of things.
Zainal is there with a header. So we've had two headers that have come close to opening the accounts. One from Abbasad, which was well shook up by this guy, and he himself helped himself up front to another header, which he directed wide. A very poor header by Zainal's standards, but still the danger signs were showing, Bertrand.
Yeah, well, once again, Tong Hai was right in there, giving Zainal problems. It's good to see Tong Hai having this start. I think he's played extremely well in the heart of the defence.
Selvaraj was definitely pushed in.
There you see Tong Hai going up, just putting Zainal off.
Singapore have a free kick and a little breather after that amazing sequence for Pahang. A very bright and optimistic 2 minutes for them. Can the Lions regain control? They've got Fandi Ahmad. Great shielding by Fandi. Superb close ball control skills. Finally lost it to Ahmad Yusof. Malik is there with a header, and up and under. Selvaraj did well to win it. Ahmad Yusof did well to get to it first and clear it, and it goes all the way back to Khairul Azman. Good ball skills shown by Fandi there.
That's right, and none of the players were alert enough to pick up on that. The time Fandi gave to them would have been much better utilized if someone had come up. Fandi could have laid it back for a shot.
Well, it's Khairul Azman, who is the custodian now, who breathes a sigh of relief as he just takes the ball and pumps it up front. Shadan couldn't control it. Saswa lost it. Malik was there. That's definitely a foul on Malik Awab. A very late challenge on Malik by Mubin Mokhtar, who's had a very frustrating start to the game. Mubin Mokhtar, he hasn't been given the space, and you have to give Nazri Nasser credit for that.
You have to give the whole midfield credit for that. I think our midfield has started off excellently. They've gone in hard, they've gone in fast, they've shut them down, and the chances that Pahang have had came from some sporadic breakaways.
The Singapore fans, part of the 40,000 here, have graced the Shah Alam Stadium. Abbas with a flick on, going only as far as Azharuddin. Shadan, that's well won by very stout Shadan Zari. Liman Hon takes control for Singapore in left midfield. Here's Abbasad. Great vision. Impeccable vision from Abbasad. And a wonderful ball to Saswa. Selvaraj is waiting, so is Nazri. Abbas, yes! Goal! Oh! And the man who says that he hasn't won it for Singapore before, the guy who says that he has played in 3 finals now for Singapore and has ended up on 2 losing sides and doesn't want to end up on the 3rd, starts Singapore's ball rolling with a goal which the Pahang defense will have to claim the blame, because they just stood watching when the Singapore cross came in from Saswari Mata Dazuki, and the header from Nazri Nasser was not clear. Abbasad just pounced on it and devoured the chance he had in front of goal.
That was great play, and it's fitting that Abbas finished it off because he started it. There we see Nazri diving in. That put everyone off. It gave Abbas a chance to sneak through, and boy did he put that one away. No chance for Cairo.
Abbas ran, about 20 meters to receive that cross after playing a super pass to this guy, Saswa. And his cross not fully met by Nazri, but look at Abbas continuing his run. Oh, lovely goal. Abbas's name announced, and the Singapore fans cheer. The Lions still have possession, and it was a thoroughly deserved goal because they had most of the play in the first 25 minutes.
That's right. Based on the run of play, I think Singapore are good for their 1-0 lead.
Abdurrahimov takes another dive, hoping to maybe put Kadir off and send him off, but the referee was having none of it. Here's Saswa is getting more involved after that cross. Fandi receives from Selvaraj. Fandi shoots! The ball was going out, but Khairul Asman took no chance at all.
But once again, brilliant build-up by Singapore. The layoffs, the touches are crisp. The off-the-ball running is excellent. Great performance so far by Singapore.
Here's the goal again we see from Abbasad. He enjoyed it, didn't he?
I think all of us did. That was a terrific finish.
Good news for Singapore fans. They might have played, this might be their 3rd final in 5 years, but in the last 2, they never had the comfort of taking the lead in the match. Now they finally have. The referee helping Singapore out a little bit because it was going to Mubin Mokhtar then. The Pahang players not too happy with that. Infuriated by the referee getting in the way and then giving the decision to Singapore. Abbasad now, another one of his drinking runs, this time against Azhar Kamaluddin. Good cross by Abbas. Selvaraj is there, holding back from him. The referee blows. That's Thomas Pang and Douglas Moore, the left of your screen. Well, he's not showing that smile of his, but I'm sure he must be very happy deep inside that the Lions have taken a lead in the first half.
He's not committing. That's the sign of the experience. He knows there's a long way to go. There's still at least 1 hour of football left, and anything can happen. And in fact, the last time we took the lead against Pahang when Abbas scored, they came back to win 3-1. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Malik, what a jump. It's a giant leap of Malik Awab. Zainal, will he be called up to help out the offensive part of Pahang's play now? Well, he goes on a run by himself. That's a wonderful cross by Zainal Abidin. That could have been 1-1.
Credit to Saswari Mata. The defense was caught a bit flat-footed. Saswa was right there. He got in the challenge and he managed to put Atapan off.
Zainal Abidin has had an excellent game so far. And the whole story summarized itself with that run of his. And Attapon, well, David covered his angle, so did Saswadimata Dazuki. And he just put it at the side netting. But danger for Singapore with those crosses that come behind the defense.
And also when Zainal moves forward, I think whenever he moves forward, I think one of the forwards will just have to track him, because Zainal is also a known scorer, and if he gets up there and he's left unmarked, he could punish Singapore.
Ahmad Yusof with another intervention against Fandi Ahmad. Handball on the part of Shadan. And look at that again. Zainal, a magnificent cross, curled just behind the Singapore defense. Natapon's angle was covered. Early cross from Nazri Nasser, just too close to the goalkeeper. Half an hour play gone by. The Lions good for the lead. 1-0. Abbas Saad, after missing with a header in front of goal, scoring after setting the move up. Manhon mistimed this jump. Qadir didn't. And Manhon comes away with it after being bailed out. Lovely back heel by Fandi Ahmad. The style is being shown now by the Lions, but it's no time for exhibition football just yet. It was going over from the former Pahang player Fandi, who last won a Malaysia Cup medal with the team in yellow in 1992.
It's a good shot by Fandi. Another good sign for Singapore is that Saswadimata is making a lot of excellent runs. He may not be one of the stars of the team, but he certainly played a very crucial role in these early stages.
Ahmad Yusof going to the flanks now. It's a nice pass from him. Selvaraj was quicker to the ball ahead of Osami Jalil. Fandi takes control over Malik Awab. Abbas makes the run. Fandi tries to spot him, but Osami was there with a cover, and all Singapore get from that is a throw-in. Lim Tong Hai to Selvaraj, who was held back. Oh, well, he was backing into the defender, who claimed that he screened that, but the referee wasn't too pleased by Selvaraj's backing into Osami Jalil. Gives a free kick. Mubin Mokhtar gives the ball away. Thoughts go on in the mind of Douglas Moore. And Jang Jung on the bench, suspended for the night's match. There he was with Specs. Abbas Saad, another screaming and very, very galloping run, which was stopped dead in his tracks by the Pahang midfielder Azizul Kamaluddin. Malik, Fandi, once again so strong on the ball, well set up for Abbas Saad. Oh, that would have been a superb goal for Singapore if Abbas Saad had connected.
He didn't. It spun off the side of his right, and actually it was more dangerous by the fact that it took a deflection off the Pahang defender. It's just as well for Khairul that the sting was all taken out, because if that had taken a hard and wicked deflection, that could well have been number 2.
But the vision shown by Fandi Ahmad was outstanding, and his pass was so well weighted. Azizul Kamaluddin taking Saswa on for a run, decides to check. Malik Awab down there to assist Saswa. Saswa keeps his eye on Azizul. Shadan, oh, that's a nice little run by Shadan Zari. The clearance not too good, but it finally goes back to David Lee as Malik Awab plays it safe.
But they did well there, the Singapore players. Every yellow jersey was picked up, and there was a lot of support everywhere, all round.
Singapore still lead by a goal to nil after 34 minutes of play. A goal scored in the 26th minute from Abbas Saad. They lost 3-1 to Kedah in 1990. 2-0 last season And this season they're ahead by a goal. Khairul Azman, who hasn't had much to do so far, must be very unnerved by the fact that Singapore already 1-0 up, despite him not having to make a really outstanding save so far. Madhon loses it. Azharuddin Aziz shows him the way. But his pass not very good. Selvaraj picks up on that. Malik Awab brings it back. Singapore will play it around here and try to lull the Pahang players forward. That up and under was easily countered by Atapon. Abbas, that's a good jump from him. Nazri. Mubin in front of him. He does well, Nazri Nasser. Abbasad. That was a foul on Abbas from Osaimi Jalil. A tackle from behind, which is very illegal and could warrant a booking.
Could have, under the FIFA rules, any tackle from behind like that should have been a yellow card, but I think Nazri Abdullah has decided to overlook that. Abbas has gone down clutching his left leg, which is not a good sign for Singapore. He's been one of the many outstanding players in this first half up to this stage.
Well, he's still down, Abbasad, as you can see off screen, just behind Malik Awab. Bohan. All Singapore players forward into the Pahang half as Bohan tries a shot at goal. Came down with a bout of flu midweek, Bohan Abu Sama, but recovered just in time for the final. In fact, when I just met him yesterday, he was still looking a little bit down and out. And just as he did then, just rubbing his nose here and there. His nose was still red yesterday. But he's fully recovered for the final, and he says, no matter what, I will play. That's the commitment shown by this Singapore team in 1994, and the hunger as well of not winning it for 14 years already. They've got some defending to do now as Pahang go on one of their rare attacks. Abdurrahimov back to Mubin Mokhtar. He's given some space finally. Mubin and Zainal Abidin too. All Pahang players inside the Singapore half. That's a nice ball by Zainal Abidin to Abdurrahimov Azamat. Had to check, and Kadir Yahya had to come in with another timely tackle just to slide it out for a corner kick.
But once again, great help on the weak side by Tong Hai. He came in to slow down Abdurrahimov, and that gave Kadir a chance to recover and put the ball out.
Atapon back to Abdurrahimov, who couldn't go past Nazri Nasser. That ball is David Lee's.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. David has got to control that area, because that will give the defenders confidence that the man behind them is in charge.
Well, the dribbling from Abdurrahimov, Zainal and Shadan, which the Pahang coach Tajuddin Noor promised, hasn't materialized. And those flashy Pahang build-ups which they're famed for back in Kuantan, well, they haven't been able to reproduce it here at the Shah Alam Stadium. Zainal, they've usually had to go the direct route and pump long balls up front. Ahmad Yusof, they're finally trying to control the midfield now and just push the ball around, knock it around, gain some confidence in it, and do something about it. Azhar Kamaluddin moves forward, trying to set off Atapon, but Nazri read that very well. Good anticipation from Singapore's number 15, and a nice ball flicked into the path of V. Selvaraj. V. Selvaraj will hold it up a little bit more and gives it to Malik Awab. Nazri, good tackle that time by Mubin Mokhtar, and no prizes for guessing which midfield is taking control of the game.
That's right. Singapore, once again, they showed a very good composure there, keeping the ball, because up to that stage they were down to 10 men, although Abbas has just returned to the field to give them back the evenness in numbers. But up to that stage, all of them look very comfortable on the ball.
6 minutes to go to half-time. Singapore still lead by that 26-minute strike from Abbasad, who is back at the field of play, by the way. Fundi's header was a good one. Selvaraj did well to just physically knock off left full-back Osaimi Jalil. And that's a wonderful pass for the onrushing Abdurrahimov Azamat. Was that a foul on Bohan Abu Sama? Abdurrahimov claims it was a dive. Well, he had his case there, because We didn't really see much contact between Bohan and Abdurrahimov, but the linesman flagged immediately, and Abdurrahimov might be in trouble here. There you are, no contact at all.
Well, that's a very clear dive. I think Abdurrahimov was very unfortunate there. He was very unfortunate. There's certainly no contact by Abdurrahimov there. You can see he just stayed away and he got booked for it.
Well, Bohan Abu Sama telling Abdurrahimov that he has to pay for what he does best. And showing him, if you can do it too, I can do it too. I can get you booked for that. So 2 yellow cards, and no surprise it's gone to the volatile Abdurrahimov Azamat on the ball now. Play goes on, says the referee. Azizul Kamaluddin comes on as Singapore watch and wait for the referee's whistle. Mubin Mokhtar's final shot at goal was a disappointing one.
Well, that looked more a foul than anything. I suppose Abdurrahimov just getting his own back. And there you could see Zainal having a word with Abdurrahimov, telling him to calm down because he's on a yellow card, and that, I'm sure Zainal knows, could have been the second yellow.
Now that got Douglas a little bit furious. He was mad with the referee, came out the bench immediately, and Pahang could have scored, and Mubin Mokhtar had kept his shot low. Good header once again by Nazri. Just hooked back by Azharuddin Aziz, who's been playing very well at right full back for Pahang. Manhon, once again Azharuddin Aziz trying to close him down as soon as possible. Did just that. He had to look backwards for Nazri. A long ball up front. It's Fandi against Ahmad Yusof again. Fandi claims that he was pushed and tugged. The referee waves play on. Manhon, good ball control. Showing a lot of maturity for someone his age to be playing in the final like that and controlling the ball that way. Sas down to Manhon. Back to Saswa again. These two players have been playing very well down the left flank. Good tackle by Ahmad Yusof. Tong Hai, what a giant leap that was from Lim Tong Hai. Zainal's clearance not very good. Nazri Nasir! What a shot! That was a scorcher. It was screaming towards goal if not for the intervention of Osaimi Jalil, and Pahang survived. But they still have got Abbasar to deal with and Malik Awab. Together they create something for Nazri, who couldn't just push it on to Saswari Mata Dazuki, but it's Born Abu Sama who sweeps at the back and does very well. Nice ball, wonderful touch from Fandi Ahmad, but a little too extravagant that time. And here come Pahang with a counter-attack. Now this is a danger that Singapore have to counter. The threat now comes from Shadan Zahari. They call him the new Mokhtar Dahari, same build. They just need venomous shots to come in. He hasn't scored yet for Pahang. Zainal, he tries a crack from that distance. But we've seen better shots coming from Zainal Abidin.
We certainly have, and I suppose that's a good sign for Singapore. Pahang are going to reduce themselves to attempts like that. They had the numerical superiority, but they decided to slow it down, and that gave the Singapore midfielders a chance to come back and snuff them out.
2 minutes to go to half-time. Douglas Moore having a look at his watch and then having a few words to say to his assistant coach, Robert Lim. And David Lee hasn't had much to do except for that Abdurrahimov shot, which he smothered easily. Abbasad did well to control it with his chest. Goes on another run, and once again is brought down by another striking tackle, which got Douglas Moore up on his feet again. Abbas. Well, I don't know what the decision was by the referee then.
I would have thought it was legs up by Ahmad Yusof. His boot was quite close to Abbas's face. But anyway, the free kick is with Pahang.
Yes, Abdurrahimov, who lost that one out to Kadir Yaya. Not a very good ball for Mubin to control, but control Sadan did very well, and he was brought down.
I don't believe that decision. Bohan definitely got the ball, and that's what he's claiming. And you can see Douglas Moore is furious. This is an extremely dangerous free kick because Mubin Mokhtar packs a terrific shot from here.
Well, Douglas had his case to stand up then. You can understand why Douglas Moore is standing up. He's always told his team that you can't concede goals within the last 5 minutes, within the last 5 minutes of the first half and the first 5 minutes of the second. So right now, they're in danger of conceding one in the last minute of the first half. Just because the referee decided to give Pahang a free kick over a dubious decision. Singapore players definitely won the ball, but Pahang won the free kick. Let's see what they can do with this. Zainal's lining himself up. This is a little bit strange. He loves to play against Singapore and score against them. But Mubin Mokhtar is the famed free kick taker of the Royal Yellows. Will it be him or Zainal? It's him. It came off the wall. Danger for Singapore. Well, they were lucky that Osaimi Jalil couldn't control the ball first time, or didn't take his shot first time, because he was free to do that just momentarily as the defense stood watching inside the center of the defense. They were wondering who they had to mark, and they left Azizul Kamaluddin free on the left.
That's right, they had too many men in the wall, I think. They had almost about 7 players in the wall, and then they only had 3 to pick up those hanging around the edge of the box, and nobody picked up Osaimi Jalil on the left side. It's just as well that Devaraj, I think, broke free from the wall to put some pressure, and his presence caused Osaimi to balloon that ball.
That was the last piece of action you'll see from the first half, in which the Lions dominated almost completely. The Pahang players have been reduced to attacks and spasms, and the Singapore players have controlled not only the midfield, but throughout the match they've shown the commitment and desire to win. It's been 14 years, as David Lee says. The hunger is definitely there, and it was shown with that run from Abbasad, as you can see now on your screen. His run came through after setting it up. He ran about 20 meters to meet that header from Nazri Nasser and banged it into goal. And that is the score that separates the two sides now. At halftime, it's Singapore 1, Pahang 0. We'll hand you back to the studios and Daryl David.
Well, thank you, Mark. As you heard, Singapore in the driver's seat, they're doing very, very well, playing some great football, taken a 1-goal lead. They can do no wrong.